Reading for Knowledge, Cultivation, and Life Beyond that. The Memoirs of Hadrian by Marguerite Yource. We often consider knowledge and cultivation as distant, difficult, and lofty pursuits, accessible only to a special few. Sometimes we dismiss them as dry information to memorize for exams or outdated stories irrelevant to real life. However, true knowledge and cultivation are by no means disconnected from our lives. On the contrary, they are precious tools that enrich our lives, deepen our understanding of the world, and foster the power to reflect on ourselves. They offer the wisdom and insight necessary to navigate a complex world and awaken the values we, as humans, ought to pursue. Here, I would like to introduce a book that shatters the preconception of difficult books and evokes profound questions about the essence of life. It is none other than the Memoirs of Hadrian by Marguerite Yource. This book is a novel written in the form of a letter, composed by Emperor Hadrian on the brink of death, reflecting on his life. At first glance, the story of an ancient Roman emperor might seem like a distant and rigid historical account with no relevance to us. However, this book goes beyond simply listing ancient history. It delves deeply into the innermost depths of a human soul, prompting introspection about life and death, love and loss, power and responsibility, and the meaning of human existence. Without the grand titles of knowledge and cultivation, it serves as a true guide, offering the courage and wisdom needed to reflect on our own lives and move forward in a better direction. The exploration of human existence through the life of an emperor. The Memoirs of Hadrian. Marguerite Yource spent over 20 years meticulously compiling research and writing this book, which is structured as an extended letter from Emperor Hadrian of the 2nd century Roman Empire to his adopted grandson and successor, Marcus Aurelius. It is a memoir in which the elderly emperor, facing imminent death, reflects on his eventful life and shares the truths he has come to understand. The most remarkable aspect of this book is not merely its enumeration of historical facts, but rather its vivid portrayal of the inner thoughts, emotions, and struggles of Hadrian. The author masterfully recounts the story entirely from Hadrian's own perspective, as if channeling the emperor himself. Hadrian was a wise ruler who prioritized maintaining and strengthening the existing Roman territories rather than expanding them through conquest. He personally traveled throughout the empire, observing the lives of his people, refining laws and systems, and building great defensive walls to ensure peace. He was also an intellectual who cherished Greek literature and art, and delved deeply into philosophy. Known for his architectural expertise, he left behind numerous enduring buildings. Yet at the same time, he was a deeply human figure who mourned the tragic death of his beloved Antinous and continuously grappled with the finite nature of human life and its meaning. In the book, Hadrian recounts the course of his life, from his childhood and reign as an emperor to the final moments, where he is bedridden, waiting for death. He speaks calmly yet at times passionately, unreservedly revealing his successes and failures, love and loss, joy and sorrow, glory and suffering. His tireless efforts to dream of peace amid the madness of war and to seek balance despite the endless temptations of power deeply move the reader. Particularly touching is his acceptance of death, which fully reveals his philosophy acknowledging the finitude of life in order to live a more fulfilling existence. Readers who follow the life of Hadrian will inevitably confront the following fundamental questions: what is life? And for what purpose do we live? What should we pursue? What is death? How can one find meaning within a finite life? What is power? How should one use the ability to influence others' lives? What is the significance of love and loss to humanity? How can we endure suffering and move forward? How do beauty and knowledge enhance the value of our lives? These are not merely questions for an ancient Roman emperor but fundamental inquiries that all of us encounter in our own lives today. The Memoirs of Hadrian does not provide definitive answers, but instead offers an opportunity for profound reflection and encourages readers to find their own answers. The implications of the book: timeless human wisdom and insight across generations. So, in what ways does the Memoirs of Hadrian provide insight for readers who may not consider themselves knowledgeable or cultivated? This book contains many insights that help mature our attitudes and values toward life. 1. A mirror for reflecting on the meaning of life and death. As Emperor Hadrian faces death, he examines his life carefully, reflecting deeply on how to live meaningfully as a finite being. Each of us inevitably faces death, yet most people tend to avoid thinking about it. Hadrian's memoir reminds us that death is part of life and that only by confronting death can we live more fully in the present. It highlights how precious our time and opportunities are and emphasizes the importance of living each day with meaning. It encourages us to pause amidst our busy lives and ask ourselves, am I truly living well now? 2. Insight into power, responsibility, and leadership. Hadrian was the supreme ruler of the vast Roman Empire. He constantly contemplated how his every decision would affect the lives of countless people. His governance, choosing peace over war and strengthening the empire's foundations over conquest, serves as an exemplary model for modern leaders. Although few of us may hold the title of emperor, we all exercise leadership in our own way within our families, workplaces, and friendships. This book prompts us to consider such questions as, how should I use the power I possess? And what does it mean to treat others with responsibility? It reminds us of the importance of proper leadership and a sense of duty. 3. Empathy and understanding the complexity of relationships and grief. Hadrian's memoir candidly depicts his relationships with those he loved, especially his deep affection for Antinous and the profound grief he felt after Antinous' tragic death. While experiencing intense sorrow and despair over Antinous' loss, he also discovers the meaning that love brings to life. Love and loss are universal human emotions that transcend time. By indirectly experiencing the depth of another's grief, this book expands our ability to empathize and helps us confront our own wounds in the process of healing. The fact that even a seemingly perfect emperor could suffer heartbreak over love and loss offers us comfort and teaches us to respect the fundamental emotions of being human. 4. How the pursuit of knowledge and beauty enriches life. Hadrian was a lifelong seeker of knowledge and lover of art and beauty. He was not merely a ruler but also a philosopher and artist who sought to unify the empire through culture. This demonstrates that life is not just a struggle for survival, but also an opportunity for self-improvement through knowledge and beauty, and to make the world a better place. Taking a moment amidst our busy routines to read a book, appreciate art, or listen to music is not just passing time, it is an essential activity that enriches our inner lives, allows us to view the world from new perspectives, and deepens the meaning of our lives. This book powerfully illustrates the importance of such cultivated pursuits. 5. A guide for self-reflection and inner growth. Ultimately, the Memoirs of Hadrian itself is a process of deep reflection on a life. The emperor honestly confronts not only his achievements but also his mistakes, regrets, and truths he had yet to recognize. This prompts readers to ask themselves, how deeply am I examining my own life? Seeing life through another person's story helps us better understand ourselves, establish our values, and set directions for our futures. This book quietly reminds us of the importance of self-reflection and will serve as a steadfast companion on our path to inner growth. A journey to discover the meaning of life through reading. What we commonly refer to as knowledge and cultivation are, in fact, tools that make our lives richer and more profound. They are not just information we memorize for show, but rather the inner discipline needed to understand the world, empathize with others, and ultimately reflect on ourselves. Although the Memoirs of Hadrian is the story of an ancient Roman emperor, the anguish and reflection on human existence within it transcend time and deeply resonate with those living in the present day. This book encourages us to understand the complexity of the world we live in, contemplate the values we should pursue as human beings, and consider how to find meaning within our finite lives. Reading is not just about reading words. It is a precious experience of discovering ourselves through the lives of others and broadening our understanding of the world. Particularly with a book like the Memoirs of Hadrian, readers are encouraged to break through their self-imposed biases about lacking knowledge or cultivation and to realize that anyone can seek answers to the essential questions of life. So, if you find yourself thinking, I'm not really someone who reads books much, or this kind of difficult book isn't for me, please pause for a moment and consider giving this book a try. Through the life of an ancient Roman emperor, you will rediscover your own life and experience a surprising journey in which you uncover depth and meaning without the need for lofty titles of knowledge or cultivation. This book will become your very best companion in reflecting on your own existence and growing into a more enriched human being. I wholeheartedly encourage you to begin a journey of expanding your life's horizons and discovering your own wisdom through reading.